Today we're talking about the 5 clear signs that you're a true INFJ. There are so many articles online, so many videos, and very often they start with things like you want to help people, you can understand people. Well, the thing is this, it's not very concrete, and so many INFJs still wonder, am I really an INFJ or not? The thing is this, when it really comes to being an INFJ, there's some signs, there's some, things that you go through. There's some things that if you hear them, you understand them. Nobody of my friends who are an INFJ understand my videos. My husband listens to this and says, yeah, what's going on here? I don't know what you're talking about. And INFJs continue to write under my comment section, this is exactly who I am. You understand me completely. Like there is something that you will only get if you're an INFJ. And today we're talking about it. Despite the fact of if you understand my videos, you're probably an INFJ, we're talking about the 5 clear signs that you are an INFJ. If you're still wondering, today we're going to break it down. And if you want to learn all the strategies that work wonders for INFJs, then get the new course, Financial Abundance for INFJs. I've worked with a lot of financially successful INFJs in my one-on-one coaching, and all of this has been the basis on creating that course for you that you voted for. So if you're ready to take the next leap in increasing your financial abundance, then either get the course through the link in the description or through the prompt in the video. Sign number 1, you're a true INFJ, is you understand people's hidden agendas, their insecurities, and their motives. And this is different than understanding their emotional states. This is different than understanding their heart. There are so many types that have like this connection with other people and they feel like, oh, I understand him on some level. Yeah, we all have some kind of ability to understand them from a different perspective. But what we are really good at as INFJs to understand what is really going on within them when it comes to motives, when it comes to insecurities and agendas. So there is something that we understand because of our pattern recognition. It has everything to do with our cognitive functions. So we understand, what's going on through our intuition, and then packed with the fact that we're so great at understanding external feelings and we're so great at making a whole system of that, we're able to actually transfer this knowledge that we have to new people that we meet. So in 95% of the cases, we understand, oh, that person acts in this manner, A, B, C, D. So therefore, they have this insecurity going on. We're not thinking about this consciously, right? This is going on in such detail, on such a deep level, that it seems like everybody should be aware of that. We're so often not even aware of this incredible strength. If you are not able to see that in people and you rather say, oh, I have a connection to their heart and, we're having like this deep understanding emotionally and of emotional states and they're able to get into my world, you might be an INFP or an ENFJ, but the thing that really makes INFJs stand out in that moment, the thing that INFJs are really good at is understanding agenda, understanding insecurities, and understanding who they really are, but are trying to hide, right? We're able to look a level deeper on this internal logic that is going on within people. Sign number 2, you're able to absorb other people's emotional states. And, the way I phrase this is incredibly important. We're able to put ourselves into their world. So there are a lot of people who feel like we have, a deep emotional connection. I feel their pain. I feel what they're going through. I identify with them, right? There's so many ways of phrasing this, and this isn't only INFJ specific. One thing that INFJs do really well is to put ourselves into their world. We pretty much can become the supporting role of their movie. We understand what things make them happy. We understand what things make them sad. We actually become this supporting role, this helper in their world. We absorb their emotional state. The way we do that is we hollow ourselves out. We pretty much push everything down that we are and are able to allow all of that in. Is this always a good thing? Well, not always, but it's still something we can do. And it's something that is a really strong indication of being an INFJ. And it's still something that most people aren't able to. That's the reason why so many INFJs, have a crush in another country, or there's like this person, maybe even on another continent, that you feel like you could have a connection with, and so on. Because so often we look for a solution outside of ourselves. We see, oh, they have their world, their emotional world, their reality, and my life would make sense if I just add myself to their world. Like, it would make their reality better, and then therefore I would have something exciting. Like, those are typical thoughts that go on in an INFJ's mind. Hopefully by now you've learned that we shouldn't lean into this, right? We're able to do this, but we have to do it with intention. Right? We have to build up our own life. We have to build up our reality, and to understand that first and foremost, we are our main character in our movie. We start building a life, and then we see if we can combine two worlds, but we're not giving up our own world in order to be somewhere. Because in the end of the day, this is imagination. At the end of the day, your life won't feel like you think it's going to feel like once you connect this. And the reality is, this will never give you the satisfaction that you're looking for. But it's also true that we can do this. And in so many situations, it's such a skill. It's such a help for other people, for yourself. It's an ability to, understand others on a level that nobody else can. Right? So if you're able to hollow yourself out, if you're able to absorb other people's emotion, to kind of feel like what it feels like to like the things that they like, their music, their passions, their art, and you're able to become this chameleon not only in front of them, but you actually lean into their world. If you're able to do this, that's a clear indication you're an INFJ. Sign number 3, you're mentally resilient to being different. See, there are a lot of people who are different than the norm, and they just don't care. ISTJs are a great example of that. They are different, and they really think the way they are is the best. Everybody else has the wrong opinion on something. They don't even feel that there's something going on that they should be ashamed of or they should worry about. We, on the other hand, have such an understanding of other people's emotional states. We're very much aware that we're different, and we are aware that because of that, we might not get included in certain things, that there is a disconnect from other people, and it's something that actually hurts us. But despite that, we still know what is right from wrong in that situation. We know we're not going to give up our integrity. We might play a role somehow, but deep down, we know who we are, and we hold on to that. The reason why so many INFJs get bullied when they're growing up is exactly this. We know that we're not going to give up our identity, and we're going to stay the way we want to be because that is our truth. We might play a role, we might learn how to adapt, and therefore not attract people who continuously bully us or whatever, but we still are able to understand the discrepancy here. We feel it and we can stand it. See, that's the difference. It feels painful, but we can handle it. It's this resilience that makes us actually understand others while staying true to ourselves. And this is a great indication that you're an INFJ, because this combination and this experience is very unique to INFJs. And on top of that, other types don't even talk about those things. They don't understand the way we experience it. They don't understand the way we explain it. So if you're still wondering and you experience this kind of situation, or you have experienced it in the past, trust me, that's a great sign you're an INFJ. Clear sign number 4 that you're a true INFJ is you feel cold inside. So INFJs are very kind very often. We are very understanding. We go above and beyond to help others. But we're not the only ones who do this, right? There are other types who are also very kind, also very giving. The thing that makes it an INFJ quality is the fact that we very often do this because we overcompensate. We go out of our way. We feel like we have to be nicer, kinder, more generous than other people in order to just be on an eye level. Why do we feel that? Well, because so often we feel cold inside. We feel like if it was just up to me and I would always get the appreciation that I want without doing anything about it, without having to help people. Like, you're not even thinking about those things. Like, if you were just yourself and if you would do the things that you always wanted to do, that may be the easiest for you, that may be, the thing that is really deep down going on, it would be a cold choice. It would be all about making rational decisions without having an emotional involvement. Like, you so often look at people and feel they're going through so much right now. I need to help them. I need to be there for them. And I know that if I was in that situation, I wouldn't feel this way. Like, I wouldn't hurt as much as they would. I would be okay. I would be way less affected by this. And that's why we feel so cold. That's why we feel like we have to overcompensate. That's why we feel we have to be more generous than anybody else. But the truth is, this cold aspect of yours is just part of your strength. It's part of the reasons why you can be so kind, why you can be so generous. And it's not something to be ashamed of. It's something that we should embrace, that we should appreciate, and just look at it from the perspective of, yeah, that's who I am. That's one of the reasons why I can be such a great friend, but it's not something that will force me to continuously overgive, to continuously be overgenerous, to continuously be a martyr because I feel guilty about this aspect of mine. You are great the way you are, including the aspect that deep down you feel like things are keeping you unbothered that would really break down other people. It's okay to feel like certain things will keep you collected and calm when they would break other people. That's nothing to be ashamed of. It's nothing to feel like you have to hide, or it makes you less likable, or it deserves less appreciation from other people because you could actively do it on your own. It's all about you helping others, and you don't deserve any help. You deserve as much help as you're giving. And it all starts with you giving yourself the help first. Sign number 5 that you're a true INFJ is you are taking or have taken responsibility for how other people feel about themselves. Listen to that again. Have you taken on the responsibility how other people feel about themselves? And not in a way of, oh, I'm helping them to get so many things done in the world and therefore they feel better about themselves because they're taken care of and all things are working out. No, you take responsibility because you understand what's going on within them. You understand their insecurities. You understand their pain. And it seems like you're the only one who can see it. They cannot help themselves. They're suffering in silence, so to say, and maybe they act out. Maybe they act out in ways that are unhealthy, not just for them, but they're maybe mean towards others. But you have an understanding about it. You look at them and you have empathy because you understand what's going on within them. And because you're the only one who can understand what's going on, it's your responsibility to fix them. If you ever had this inner dialogue, chances are you're an INFJ. Because this is something that other types do not think through like this. They might experience it in some regard, but the way we just talked about it, as in you logically understand their insecurities, you logically feel like you have the solution to their pain. And therefore, it's your obligation to help them because otherwise it's like you're seeing this unjust thing happening in front of your eyes and you're not doing anything. It's like you could avoid a crime and you're not doing that. That's how it feels like for INFJs. So if you've experienced this, chances are you are an INFJ. Again, is this something that we should embrace? If you ask me, no. Is this something we can switch off like this? Again, no. So how do you deal with this? Well, first off, understand this is an INFJ experience. And then understand that this is how we have been conditioned from early childhood on because we understand what's going on in people. And we needed to have that connection in order not to feel abandoned. We made those choices of I have to fix them. I have to make them feel better. And when I do that, and because I do that, I will get love. So nowadays, if you see this going on and you don't take action, it's the equivalent of I'm not lovable. And so therefore we keep making those choices. And the more often you make those choices, the more evident those things become to you. You know how you walk into a room and you feel that energy. Even if people are really far away, but you've had that connection, it feels like it's right in front of your mind. You cannot just shake it off. This is because we continuously think about it, because we continuously focus on this. And the way to change that dynamic is for you to start focusing on yourself. Because focusing on that person, it gives us a reward, right? We're doing something good. We feel more valuable. We're continuously chasing this thing that we actually started in childhood of, let me prove to myself that I'm worthy. If I'm helping them, they will tell me and they will show me how much they appreciate me. And finally, I will feel appreciated. This dynamic isn't healthy. It's not really working in your favor because people in most cases won't appreciate you for doing this because they're so afraid of the fact that you can see through them that they actually start lashing out on you. So the way to get out of this predicament is for you to continue to work on yourself. Because if you tell yourself, don't think about the pink elephant, what do you think about the pink elephant? The pink elephant in this example is this dynamic over here. The pink elephant is that person suffering and continuously, self-sabotaging. When in the end, they don't want your help, they haven't asked for your help, and they actually push you away. The way out of that is to actually think about the yellow rabbit. Not to say I'm not thinking about the pink elephant. And the yellow rabbit is I'm continuously building my life up. I start teaching myself how to focus on my life and how to get joy out of that. You don't feel anything when you work on yourself. You don't feel anything when you start building something for yourself. You don't feel anything because you haven't taught yourself to feel something about it. You have to condition yourself. And once you start this process, this yellow rabbit becomes more and more interesting, better and better. It's something that you continuously want to do because it just brings you joy. And before you know it, you building yourself up starts feeling better and healthier than all of those dynamic you used to have with that person who never wanted your help, but you felt responsible for saving them. Remember, if you want to get all the strategies, all the lessons learned that I have gathered throughout my life and also working with a lot of financially successful INFJs, then get the video course on financial abundance for INFJs. It's created specifically for you after you voted for it. You can get it through the link in the description or through the prompt in the video. And if you want to watch another video now that is in line with today's topic, then watch the video on the 5 biggest secrets of the INFJ.